Are pedicures an absolute necessity in your service lineup as a nail professional? Some say yes, some say no, some say maybe. I actually have no idea, but we're going to talk to Tracey about this right now on the Biz Talk. We have a special guest today. This is Gucci. She's looking at me with love eyes. She's sitting on your lap. She's looking at me.
You know what?
With love eyes.
You can't even argue back. Say, no, I'm not. I thought we could just put the earphones on her and she can nod just like I do because you do all the talking anyway.
Yeah, this is true. But also we can maybe do an ASMR where like literally me and the kids watch dogs eat. There's this one dog called Maya. She's this beautiful Samoyed like husky. And all we do is watch her eat fruits and vegetables. It's the best thing ever. Anyway, we're gonna move on.
Passing your issues on to your children.
I know, poor kids. All right. So are pedicures necessary? This is gonna be an episode where you probably talk more than me because this is a real salon situation of like, I always thought pedicures, I kind of like grouped them all together, but obviously when we're talking pedicures right now, we're specifically talking like soak, like massage, the sort of like the therapeutic side, right. Sitting down like in a chair, and then, traditionally a polish, right?
Right.
So, is that something that's absolutely necessary, for a nail professional to have? That service?
Yes and no. I just love being able to say that every time.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, if you're pricing right, I thoroughly enjoy doing pedicures, and there's a couple of reasons.
Yeah, interesting.
I love, I love watching those like Dr. Pimple Popper and all that stuff. I love that kind of stuff. It just
so how does that relate to feet?
It had an ingrown toenail. You just made my day. Like
what?
Yes.
In God's name are you talking about?
It's just.
This is
seriously.
You're fascinated by it.
Fascinated.
Okay.
Love it. There's a manicurist, meticulous manicurist.
Okay.
I love watching her stuff. She does all these pedicures, and I literally watch hours of her videos.
Do you really?
I do.
Because
so you watch dogs eat. I watch people getting pedicures.
Okay. But are they like?
He doesn't even know how to respond, which leaves him speechless. Which is a first.
Yes, it is. But is it like gnarly situations, the pedicures that you watch?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like deep ingrown toenails and stuff like that.
Okay, so
it's fascinating. And they slice into them.
That's going to be a whole nother episode because I have so many questions. Mm-hmm. But let's start here. Okay, so outside of the fact that you were fascinated by these troubled, situations that you would like, I'm going to fix them. Why are, for you saw it as, well, you enjoyed it. So you like pedicures.
And I had it priced right. So no matter what I was doing, I was making the same amount of money.
Okay.
Pedicures are relaxing to me because you put the client in the chair. You're like, I'm going to let you, I had a closed off place.
You can walk
I'm going to let you relax. And I went and scarfed some food down, or I went pee real quick, or I made a phone call that I needed.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
they're relaxing.
Yeah. And then do some stuff, and then I put the mask on their feet. Okay, I want you to relax a little bit longer, and I go do something else. So for me, I loved it. I was making money, but I was getting other things done. So I was getting to multitask, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, of course.
But again, I had them priced right. So not only did I enjoy doing feet, I got other things done. My clients loved it. They thought it was relaxing, and I made the same amount of money, whether I was doing that or a full set.
Okay. So. Did you start off doing pedicures, or is it something like from the beginning you were like, when I start doing nails, I'm going to like pedicures was like part of your service plan?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, coming out of nail school, again, I never rock, because there's a lot of teachers out there that strive to teach their students how to do artificial nails. My school was not one of them. So they taught us pedicures. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Manicures and pedicures. So yeah, I was
You're ready to go.
I knew how to do that. So, and I think a big difference for me also is I had the salon I went into had an amazing setup. When I built my own salon, I had an amazing setup. Like literally they set up just as high as a desk.
Yeah.
So I was just rolling under, like I was sitting at my regular manicure desk. So there was no bending over. I wasn't hunched over.
Okay.
So I think that also made a huge difference.
Okay. Now, we were talking off camera. I was getting educated by Tracy and Steph on pedicures. You need a setup, right? Like you need a proper setup to do pedicures. So what if you don't have what if you're already doing nails and let's say you don't offer pedicures because you don't have the setup? Is there something you can do to still offer a toe service? You know what I mean? And I know the answer, but we're gonna let Tracy answer. What is it, Trace?
You can actually still do. I mean, when I moved to San Luis Obispo, they didn't have a nice setup like I was used to, but I got a lot of money for pedicures, so I still offered it because there I was able to charge, I forget what it was, like $95 for just a basic pedicure.
What?
Yeah.
How long is the service?
That was a 45-minute service. Yeah.
You were charging $95 for a 45-minute pedicure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. San Luis loved it. And that was, gosh, I don't even know how long ago. So yeah, I was going to figure out how to do a pedicure.
Was that the market rate? Was that kind of the going, like what people were charging in San Luis Obispo?
Yep.
That's insane.
It's insane. Yeah. And then if you wanted to do like a spa, it was even more. Like like a real fancy, like even more in-depth kind of paraffin and stuff like that. You just started adding on.
Okay, so then let's talk about that. Let's sort of walk down that path a little bit. Okay, so what can you? So I know there's the one option that we'll talk about, right? That Steph did, and which was a great option. Obviously, huge moneymaker.
Yep.
But what do you do if you don't have the plumbing? If you don't have the ability to, like, you carrying water? Like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah. So I had a nice cart. It looked very nice. It was an extremely comfortable chair they sat in. I had a nice cart, and then I had a bowl that I would
on the cart, or you take it off the cart.
So the cart has an attachment foot. So picture the cart's here,
okay,
and a piece came out of the bottom of the cart where the bowl sat.
Oh, I see.
Right, and then that way you could scoot right up to them.
Okay.
And that's where you worked.
But how do you heat it? Where the bubbles come from? I want bubbles, man.
You want bubbles?
I want bubbles.
This had no bubbles.
Okay.
This was like bath bomb.
Okay.
Fizz.
Okay. So it had the fizz.
And then I had a really beautiful pitcher bowl. Like that you get water and stuff from. And I would go get hot water from the and they would shampoo bowls.
Okay.
And I'd fill it up, but everything looked extremely nice. I wasn't carrying the bowl over, splashing. It was
you roll it up and
presentation,
right? And then are you
comfy
pouring
chair?
Are you pouring the? I need to know these details. They put their feet in their bowl first, and then you pour the hot water over.
Because you never know if they're gonna.
If it's going to be too hot for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you like that? Give me money. Sorry. Exfoliation.
So okay, you pour the water in, and obviously they're gonna dip your toe in.
How does it feel?
Yeah,
and then you can add a little cold water if they need it.
Okay,
and then a little bath bomb thing. And
okay, so if like you're in an area and it's like almost $100, that's the market. Maybe figure it out.
And that was I don't even know how many years ago.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't. Yeah, so that's why I did it. I made that.
Right,
if I wasn't going to make enough and I should be doing more doing a fill, I wouldn't even bother because it is hunching over. Ugh.
Well, that's where the market is dictating. Okay, so but what if you're not getting that rate? Like, let's talk about this option, which is Rockstar Toes, which was a huge part of like our education.
Yep.
Still, I think Steph did some videos on this.
She did a set on me.
Yeah, just the past year.
Yep.
So we actually, maybe if we can link that on this video so people can actually see.
She did it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Very quick service.
Super fast.
But I also offered it. Great money. Loved doing it. So basically, it's waterless. You don't need the water. You obviously have a sanitizer. You clean the feet. Then you're going to prep, just like you're going to see in Steph's video. It's artificial service.
Yeah.
And a lot of people back in the day, it was all blinged out and glitter, and not that people aren't still doing some of that. It's a little more toned down. A lot of gel polish on the toes now.
Sure.
Lasts longer. People like it. Great service, and I charged great money for it. It was really a 15-minute service, and I charged as much as I charged for a fill.
Yeah, so 10, 15 minutes, and you're charging. That seems to me like it's a no-brainer. So even if you don't have the ability to bring in water, you definitely should incorporate, at the minimum, the Rockstar toes, because also we're coming into,
Summer.
the season, and blingy toes is going to be, it's June. Excuse me. It's June. We're here. I keep thinking we're in like April.
Still in March.
I know. My brain is
last year.
Exactly. So,
and then I would also, so people ask a lot, well, my clients still want a pedicure. That's absolutely fine. You have to do the artificial toe first.
Okay.
Because
you got to do the Rockstar toes
you can't
first.
saturate a nail plate in water and then expect an enhancement, which gel polish is an enhancement to stay on top. And if my clients wanted the full Rockstar and a full pedicure, it was price of
money.
Pedicure, price of the Rockstar, price of the pedicure.
Yeah.
Most of them would do upgrades. So basically, it was price of the Rockstar toes. You want exfoliation, it's an extra $10. You want to do a massage, it's an extra. So they could do different levels. But if they wanted a full pedicure and full Rockstar,
you gotta charge that money.
Because
That's good.
I had same amount of, I gave them the same amount of time,
of course,
for both services, and I'm a strong believer. Just because a person's getting two services, there's no discount.
Right. Okay, so I hope that helps as far as determining whether you should incorporate the service or not. I mean, if you have the facilities, yes, you always have to make sure you're charging enough. If you don't, still incorporate Rockstar toes. Watch the video that Steph did, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you can charge. You can make a lot of money. Plus, you're just widening the services that you offer, which is always a good and positive thing.
It's a great add-on service.
Yeah.
I know that Melissa does a lot of them. Steph and I, when we were in salon, most of my clients would tack that on to the end of their service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not every time because they last a long time, but probably every other. Great extra little boost to income.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think right now it's great time to do it and start adding it on. So awesome. Let us know in the comments below what you do as far as pedicures. Do you offer them? Do you have the facilities? If you don't, did you get creative like Tracey did? Do you offer Rockstar toes? We want to know. Thank you, Tracey.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us. And we will see you next time on Biz Talk.